Thanks for staying with us on Channels Television and a warm welcome to News at 5. I'm Ayotunde Balogun. The total and comprehensive two-week warning strike declared by the Academic Staff Union of Universities ASUU has taken effect in several universities across the country. This was confirmed by Channels Television correspondents who visited some campuses today. At the Federal University Dutse in Jigawa State, students were seen leaving the campus following the commencement of the strike. Some of the students who spoke to our crew expressed concern over the disruption, noting that the industrial action has affected their semester examinations, which were scheduled to begin this week. Meanwhile, in Kwara State, North Central Nigeria, the University of Ilorin chapter of ASUU has also joined the nationwide warning strike. According to the branch chairman, the action follows the alleged failure of the federal government to implement agreements previously reached with the union. He adds that ASUU's demands include the release of withheld salaries and earned academic allowances, as well as improved funding for public universities across the country. Down south in Ogun State, Nigeria's southwest region, members of ASUU at the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, have also joined their counterparts nationwide to commence the two-week warning strike. Lecturers stayed away from classrooms even as students appealed to both the union and the federal government to resolve the impasse amicably in the interest of their academic progress. And still in the southwest, in Lagos State, Nigeria's commercial hub, efforts to reach union members at the University of Lagos for confirmation of compliance were unsuccessful. However, sources indicate that lecturers at the university have joined the strike in solidarity with their colleagues across the country. The University of Lagos is, however, currently not in session. Meanwhile, the federal government maintains that it has addressed every request presented by the Academic Staff Union of Universities. Speaking today on our breakfast program, The Morning Brief, the Minister of Education, Dr. Maruf Alausa, appealed to lecturers to return to the classrooms, stressing that dialogue remains the best option. He described the ongoing strike as unnecessary, insisting that the government has fulfilled its obligations and remains committed to improving the university system.
Federal government tertiary institution negotiation team met with them for several hours on Friday. Senator Teji Osho, who was deputizing for Alhaji Ali Ahmed, was in constant communication with ASUU president all through Saturday and Sunday. I was also working the phone with Senator Osho, checking with him. He reached out multiple times with calls and tests. He did not get any response back. We are doing everything to avert any strike. We reached out to them multiple times on Saturday and Sunday. No response. That's the president now tested a few minutes before 5 p.m. on Sunday evening that it will get back to Senator Teji Osho. By the time he got back to Senator Teji Osho, they released a statement that they were going on strike. And the senator said, let me connect the minister with you. He said, no, please don't connect the minister. I'd met with them. When they went on strike for 8 months or so, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was then candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu had the chief of staff, who was the speaker of the house, to meet with ASUU then, that they should call off that 8-month strike. They met and they agreed that they will pay. It was agreed. The chief of staff, the current chief of staff today, led the government delegation. They agreed with ASUU that they will pay 50% of that of the months that they didn't work. Immediately, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu took over. He paid 4.5 months, about 50% of that, and he said he only promised 50%, half of that, and he's paid. We went to the president as well to represent the case. The president said, I promised them half of those months, and I've paid. That the 3.5 months will not be paid. And let me now address what you said about the 25-35 wage award increase. Unfortunately, there was no provision in 2025 to pay these arrears, in the 2025 budget to pay these arrears for all public servants. And I told ASUU that there was no provision. We met with the budget office. This will be provided in 2026. You will get all your arrears.
And the Congress of University Academics has once again dissociated itself from the ongoing ASUU strike, saying it does not support the action. The president of the group, Mr. Niyi Sumonu, who spoke to Channels Television earlier, also faulted the federal government of negotiating with one group while ignoring others like CONUA, which are not taking part in the strike action.
The closest the leadership of our union has gotten to the government in terms of presentation of our issues was in a meeting with the immediate past Minister of Education, Professor Tahir Mamman, sometimes in August 2024. And the latest was on 11 September 2025. So we've not been given opportunities to present issues before the federal government formally. However, at the meeting of 11 September 2025, where we presented two main issues. The first one is to protest formally now and physically the exclusion of the leadership of ASUU, our leadership of CONUA, on the renegotiation committee. We felt strongly that it was against the law, it was unfair, and all known international labor organization laws and provisions is actually against it. So we were able to present first that this exclusion in the renegotiation committee is found that it's not going to be taken lightly. The Honorable Minister of Education then promised that there were talks to expand the committee so as to avoid negotiating in silos as he presented that day. And we saw that that has been done. The negotiation committee has been expanded to now negotiate, if I can quote him correctly, with all registered unions in the tertiary institutions. Until and unless we have opportunities on the table where we put our issues before the government and we have areas of disagreement with the government, it is illogical, it's marks of lack of intelligence to declare a dispute over something you haven't discussed.
Sule has called for the improvement of security in the country. He said he believes that once the security situation of the country improves, it will enhance the stability of the economy. He was speaking at the North Central Peace and Security Summit, which held in Lafia, the Nasarawa state capital. The governor gave an assurance that government will continue to support security agencies to discharge their duties, urging them to justify government's efforts.
It is not going to be left in the hands of the police.
Commissioner for Police in Nasarawa State. The security agencies in Nasarawa State is what has kept
continue to support you because security
minding your hue of politics or your religion or your tribe, but blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called.
Security is the responsibility of everybody. We must all collectively work together to resolve the matter of security. It is not going to be left in the hands of the police, the civil defense, the army, the air force, the navy, the marine, and every one of us. Actually, it's everybody that has to come in to do the best we can. And that's why even at the federal level, once it is a matter of security, you will see the president will be there and everyone else will try to be there to ensure that we resolve the matter and provide the necessary resources. We must be serious about our own security. We must make Nigeria attractive. And that's why we continue to make Nasarawa attractive. We must make Nigeria and explore all the other opportunities that we have.
The Lagos State government has re-arraigned convicted billionaire kidnapper Chukwudumeme Onwamadike, popularly known as Evans, on fresh murder charges over the deaths of 2 police officers. Evans and his co-defendant Joseph Emeka were brought before Justice Oyindamola Ogala on a 5-count charge bordering on murder, attempted murder and conspiracy to commit kidnapping. The case, transferred from Justice Adenike Koka, alleges that the duo killed 2 policemen, Peter Nweke and Chijoke Ngozi, on August 27, 2013, around 10 p.m. at Festac Town, Lagos. According to the prosecution, the offences contravene Section 221 of the Lagos Criminal Law of 2011. During the proceedings, State Prosecutor A.O. Aziz confirmed the transfer of the case and requested a fresh arraignment, despite Evans' earlier plea bargain applications before the former judge. Both defendants pleaded not guilty to the amended charges, while the court adjourned the matter to November 19th this year for hearing and issuance of witness summons. Evans has already been convicted in 2 of 5 ongoing criminal cases and is currently serving prison terms. The federal government has withdrawn the Abuja-bound section of the ongoing Mararaba-Kefi Road project from the contractor, citing poor performance and failure to comply with specifications. The Minister of Works, Mr. David Umahi, who announced this during an inspection tour of the 43.65-kilometer dual carriageway, says local contractors will be mobilized immediately to handle the work using reinforced concrete for durability. He also responded to comments by the Oyo State Governor, Seyi Makinde, on road costs, describing them as misleading, as it reaffirms that the ministry's computations are transparent and technically verified. Our correspondent Benny Ark reports.
This is the inspection tour of the Abuja-Mararaba-Kefi Road in Nasarawa State, where the Minister of Works, Mr. David Umahi, reaffirmed the federal government's commitment to quality delivery and transparency in road projects. The 43.65-kilometer highway is a major link between the Federal Capital Territory and Nasarawa State. Initially valued at 73 billion naira, the project was redesigned to improve structural strength and longevity. Expressing disappointment over the slow pace and substandard work, the minister announced that the Abuja-bound carriageway has been withdrawn from the contractor and will now be executed by local firms.
I've been here more than 5 times. We've begged you, we've given instructions, we've given directives, you flout it. And so, the second carriageway going to Abuja is hereby taken away from China Harbour. You are going to get local contractors from tomorrow to come and put concrete in the inner shoulder and the outer shoulder. And I'm giving it as a directive.
He also reacted to comments by the governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, over the cost of federal road projects.
Somebody showed me what my brother and friend, Governor Makinde of Oyo State said. I don't want to join issues with him, but I think he's an engineer. I think he's an electrician. Oh, sorry, they call it elect. Elect. This road construction. elect, no reach there. I'm a senior in governance and I'm a senior in engineering practice. And so anything he doesn't understand, he should call me and ask. And I will not join issue because I have respect for our governors. I have respect for him as my friend and brother. But he should withdraw the word that I'm dancing around. I never dance around. And if he insists, he should come for debate.
The minister later joined the governor of Nasarawa State, Mr. Abdullahi Sule, to inspect the Kefi flyover and other road projects in the state.
One of the reasons why I came was because a few days ago, because of the nature of the road, we had a very unfortunate accident of a pregnant woman. And that is the reason why I said I'm happy the moment you mentioned that the contractor should begin on Monday, which is 2 days from now. Contractor, I have had that one because I'm going to be the number one supervisor of this road.
The minister reiterated that the federal government will work with the Nasarawa state government to clear illegal structures and road constructions causing gridlock, warning that any contractor or official found negligent will face sanctions. Benny Ark, Channels Television News.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State and Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State have both thrown their weight behind the call to give roles of traditional rulers the required constitutional backing. These were their submissions at the National Council of Traditional Rulers of Nigeria's meeting in Lagos. The event was well attended by monarchs from across the country.
We firmly believe that for governance to be truly effective, it must be inclusive, which means acknowledging the advisory, moral, and the social values of the traditional institution. It means giving voice to those who represent the conscience of its people. We also need to address the challenges that traditional institutions often find themselves in a bit of gray areas, respected but not officially empowered. They hold influence, yet lack clarity, defined roles in our constitution.
My position on this matter is straightforward. The traditional institution remains one of Nigeria's most enduring systems. Its custodianship of culture, its ability to mediate disputes, and its place in the lives of the people all make it indispensable to our national stability. The absence of a constitutional rule is a gap that ought to be filled. It is a failure on our part that we have not updated our laws in line with our realities. That is why I believe the time has come to make this right. Not necessarily by creating a new rule, but even by giving legal status to what already exists, to what you are already doing. If only that can be done, history will remember us. It is no different from formalizing a long-standing union. The relationship between traditional institutions and modern governance and democracy is real. It is a marriage. The only thing that is missing, you have not been given marriage certificate.
River State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has approved the appointment of Mr. Benebo Anabraba as the new secretary to the River State government. Mr. Anabraba, a former minority leader of the River State House of Assembly who represented Akoko Toro Constituency 2, replaces Dr. Tami Danagogo. Dr. Danagogo had served in the position from the second term of Governor Nyesom Wike, that's former Governor Nyesom Wike, who is now the FCT minister, to the first 2 years of the Siminalayi Fubara administration before the declaration of emergency rule in River State. According to a statement signed by the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Information and Communications, Dr. Ono Sirawu, the new SSG will be sworn in on Monday, that's today, October the 13th, at the State Executive Council Chambers in Government House, Port Harcourt. Welcome to Business News. While President Bola Tinubu's bold economic reforms are being applauded, the Managing Director and CEO Timeline Consult Limited, Mr. Shuaibu Idris, believes that the gains are limited because the president has not replicated such moves in dealing with the old-rooted costs of the government.
Nigerians could get then accustomed to, the pains of the reforms. So we could expect that. Mark you, the other issue that they should have, the World Bank should have addressed is, yes, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you are bold in X and Y and Z areas, but in A, B, C, D, you have failed to be bold. For example, you have not been able to reign, supreme and courageous to reduce the cost of governance. If Bola Ahmed Tinubu were able to reduce the cost of governance, even if it is by just 25%, believe you me sincerely, we would have seen much, much more than this level of economic progress that we are seeing. We still have bloated bureaucracy. We still have numerous, agencies that, successive government have had series of reports, including white paper, that we need to shrink the cost of government. We need to reduce the size of governance. But Bola Ahmed Tinubu appears to lack the courage to hit the nail on the head as far as that is concerned. But where the commoners are concerned, taxation, devaluation, this and that, he has the courage to do much of that.
Well, the Managing Director of Skrilla Technologies, Mr. Gbenga Adigun, believes that the challenge of low insurance penetration in Nigeria can be solved through technology and creation of mobile apps. Mr. Adigun believes that this can build trust between the insurance companies and the insurer. He was a guest on the Business Morning Show.
Fraud, a lot of fraud in the insurance industry worldwide, because you are paying a little money, which is called a premium, for a promised larger benefit if a defined risk crystallizes. So because of that, everybody wants that benefit, even when they've probably not done what they're supposed to do. It's a contract. So there's a big trust deficit, which is also born out of education. It is not in our culture in this side of the world to naturally look to insurance as a financial safety net, as a financial mechanism that protects your asset, that can help you even literally create wealth. Because it is saying in this side of the world that you are just one illness away from poverty. Somebody in the family falls ill and the entire life savings of 10, 20 years is wiped out. Insurance could have provided that. Is a trading, is an exchange of uncertainty with certainty. So it brings stability, both from the family to the business to even parastatals to government, everybody. So it should be a part of our financial lifestyle.
Uganda's long-awaited oil refinery project is expected to begin operations by early 2030, making a major step toward the country's goal of processing its crude oil domestically. According to the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, construction work on the 60,000 barrel per day refinery in Hoima district is progressing as part of Uganda's broader oil development plan, which includes the East African crude oil pipeline and upstream production facilities. The refinery, a joint venture between the Ugandan government and international partners, is designed to produce fuels such as petrol, diesel, aviation fuel, and kerosene for both local consumption and export. And that's news at 5 at this time. Many thanks for watching. I'm Ayotunde Balogun.